Hi guys, so it's me and Nicolette, and today I want to talk about something that I read quite very interesting, and I think after reading it I thought, you know what, this is actually important for our people to note because it happens so often that a lot of people don't actually realize it, right? So Puma, in her book Dead to Riches, she speaks about life cover and credit life cover. Why are those two things very important? Number one, your life cover. Why is a life cover very important? A life cover is something that pays and insures your life. And basically what it happens is it will either pay out to your estate or pay out to your dependent that you have put in your will. The other thing that a life cover does is that you know that for a fact when you die, your debts do not die with you, so they still need to be settled. And you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you've got a house on a home loan, you pass on, the people that you leave behind can no longer pay that installment every single month. And then after 3 months of defaulting, the house gets repossessed, and mind you probably are like 3/4 done with the home loan, and it will still get recovered, it will still get repossessed. And there was a ruling that was just recently done that the bank can then sell it at any price they wish to anybody who is willing to buy it. So the life cover will definitely come in and help because it will settle that amount. So it's also very important for you to get the right type of life cover that is going to be adequate enough to cover up all your debts in case where you die. What is the credit life cover? Now, the credit life cover is basically an insurance for those who give you credit, your creditors, to say if something is to happen to you, you do pass on, you are able to then settle that debt that you've got with them without having to have it repossessed. So for instance, if you buy a car and in the next couple of years, 2 years, you've bought a car for 5 years, and 2 years you unfortunately do pass on, the credit life cover will then come and cover the amount of money and settle that car. Again, it does not get taken away from those who you love the most. But what a lot of people do not realize is that they actually get put on or automatically take up a credit life cover without actually realizing it, or without the creditor actually discussing it with them. That is automatic, or there is actually a phrase for it. I kind of forgot what the phrase is, and that is illegal in South Africa. A creditor may not force you into taking credit life cover, especially if you can prove to them that you already have adequate life cover for you to be able to cover that debt in cases where you do die. So it's very important that you note this and you are clear on this. So today's exercise is to go out there and read your statements and find out if you've got automatic credit life cover that you do not need, especially if you've got life cover insurance, because that should be adequate enough to cover you. So I always say to people, make sure that when you do take up life cover with whichever company it is you're taking it up, make sure that you calculate first what your expenses are, your living expenses, multiply them by your youngest child if you've got a child, and if you don't have a child, multiply it by 21 years, take that amount, and then also take up all your debt that you owe. Add that together, and that's the life cover that you're going to be needing, right? If you do not take up life cover, make sure then that you do have credit life cover. Why not credit life cover? Credit life cover. And basically what credit life cover will do is that if in any way you do pass on while you still have this debt, it will come in and settle that debt, and that possession or that asset will then not be taken away from your loved ones that you leave behind. And guys, we do not need to speak about the importance of life cover, because really, I heard this from Eunice, who is the head of consumer education at FNB, and she said, the excuse that you are making today for not taking up life cover will sound even more ridiculous to those that you leave behind when you do pass on. So you know how some of us be like, yeah, dura money life cover, hey, 800, hey, yeah, dura per month. Trust me, when you do pass on and the house gets taken away from your children and you can no longer go to school because you did not leave enough money for them to go to school and get an education, when the cars get taken away, they will remember you saying, yo, 800 is a lot of money every single month. I can't pay 800 for life cover.